Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Jev, and welcome to a little, I don't know what the fuck this is. I always call it a little video, but they always end up being 5 minutes plus of me just talking and ranting. I figured I would just sit here and talk about it since it's like a really big topic right now, and honestly, I just don't even feel like sitting here and making another gameplay video because that's what I've been making for the past 5 years. So there's a whole bunch of shit that's been going down since yesterday, since the announcement was made or the post was made or whatever. So a cool thing about this year, since we got the Infinite Warfare beta, Infinity Ward has been a lot more transparent than, you know, other companies recently. Treyarch has always been a little bit more transparent than everybody else, so now Infinity Ward is kind of stepping up their game, realizing that it's very, very important to let all of their, you know, the entire player base know exactly what they're going to do, exactly what they're going to change, and, you know, release patch notes in detail. Black Ops 3 had a lot of patch notes. Vonderhaar would post a lot of stuff about it and say like the things that they changed, but they didn't really go into great detail. They would say things about like adjusted damage for this certain gun. They wouldn't say whether it's a buff making it better or a nerf making it worse. They would here and there, but a lot of it just wasn't as detailed as it could be, and a lot of it could be misinterpreted. But yesterday this came out. If you haven't already seen like a million videos from it, I'm sure you probably have, but this is coming from, well, a sniper's perspective, although obviously not the greatest sniper in the fucking world. I figured I would put my 2 cents in here because this is currently the top post on the Infinite Warfare Reddit. Just type in on Google Infinite Warfare Reddit or something like that. You'll find it, and then just click the top story. It's got like over like 500 thumbs up or something like that. They released some patch notes and said, you know, this is all the information that we got from the beta. These are the things that we adjusted, and this is what you're going to get on the first patch of the live game for Infinite Warfare. And a lot of the things are much needed changes, but then there was something that clearly a lot of people did not like. Called What We Learned from the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare beta. Basically says like, hey, thank you guys so much for, you know, doing the beta. This is why we did the beta, so we could get all this information, so when we release the game, we don't have any of these problems. We can fix a whole bunch of shit. That is the purpose of a beta, not just for everybody to play the game early, of course. That's what most people do it for. But they said that they buffed the shotguns because the shotguns were pretty trash, and then there was a single change for the launchers, the SMGs, a variant of the RPR Evo, a couple perks and rig traits changes. Obviously, there's way more than that. It's like an entire thing. That's why I said you guys can go and do it. It's something about time to kill as well, matchmaking, all that shit. But the thing that stuck out to most people were the sniper changes. The sniper changes, whereas most things have a maximum of what it looks like 4 or so bullet points for each of the things. Snipers have 7 different things changed about them. It was a common thing that the snipers were a huge complaint for most people. In this game in particular, I mean, it was a complaint in basically every single Call of Duty before that, because quickscoping is seen as like this really annoying thing if you don't do it yourself, which I can completely understand. It's called overpowered each and every single year. There's a whole bunch of like massive YouTubers that, you know, aren't snipers that make like videos over and over and over again talking about how they don't like sniper rifles. The quickscopers are really annoying and it needs to be toned down and stuff like that. And I say that to put everything into perspective, because if you guys, probably a lot of you guys are snipers that watch my videos, there are other communities out there that see what we do as really fucking annoying, the same way that we see what they do as really fucking annoying. There's a reason that we all have our own play styles. So this isn't a call out to any of those YouTubers that are making those videos. You have a right to do that. But basically, Infinity Ward felt that there was way more outcry about how the snipers are way too strong, at least in the beta, and that they need to be toned down at least a little bit. And going from a game like Black Ops 3, where the sniping was arguably one of the hardest, it's probably not Black Ops 1 difficult, I would say, but they didn't have aim assist. All of the movement and stuff in the game made it more difficult to hit the targets and stuff, especially without the aim assist. No scopes weren't the most consistent in the world and shit. So you could argue that it was the hardest sniping game in Call of Duty history. Obviously, after the initial release, Black Ops 1 sniper rifles, which were basically unplayable in any way, shape, or form. Not just quickscoping, just sniping in general was that bad. If you never played it, just trust me, it was horrible. I'm gonna read the bullet points. It says, bullet spread at the hip no longer gets smaller as the player ADSs. Once the scope reaches the player's eye, the bullet spread goes instantly to 0. This basically implies that you're not going to be able to pop shot, black scope, depending on whatever you call it. Basically, those really quick shots where you weren't even all the way ADS'd yet. Some people could just walk around, and as the hipfire crosshairs just went in like this, at close range, it was actually pretty accurate. And I noticed that too, especially with the longbow. It was really accurate. Basically, this is just saying that you cannot do that anymore. It's either you're no-scoping at maximum, you know, randomness, or you ADS completely. Sniper aim assist has been reduced slightly for the longbow and other bolt-action sniper rifles. That's, you know, pretty self-explanatory. They didn't say they removed aim assist, it just says they reduced it slightly, so it will still have aim assist. It's not going to be exactly like Black Ops 3, but they definitely toned it down, which honestly, I don't really mind, but obviously a lot of people do, because they felt that you already get melted in this game fast as hell, and making this even more difficult is just not going to make it fun. A lot of people people had fun with it, but I feel like a lot of people had fun with it because it was easy. Like, I pointed out on Twitter that I said that it was easy, and then, you know, I had some people reply to me, like, saying shit like, you only have 2 quad feeds, what do you know about it, and all this other shit, and it's like, you don't even need to hit clips to realize how much easier it was compared to Black Ops 3 anyway. And I'm not implying that every single time a Call of Duty comes out, it needs to get, you know, nerfed down to the point of Black Ops 3. I'm just saying the reason people found it fun was because it wasn't complete garbage. Our turn rate while aimed down sights is still slowed to help with precision aiming. So in Black Ops 3, we all had to turn down our sensitivity, 1, because we didn't have aim assist, and 2, when you ADS'd, for whatever reason, it was different than every other Call of Duty. It didn't slow down how quickly you turn, so you actually had to turn down your sensitivity, whereas in the other Call of Duties, you could be on, you know, 10, 20 sensitivity, and then when you ADS, it basically cuts your sensitivity in half so you could be more accurate. You couldn't do that in Black Ops 3, so everybody was, you know, forced to tone down their sensitivity way more. On here, they're basically saying you don't need to do that. It's going to be like the other Call of Duties, not like Black Ops 3, which is actually good for us snipers because we want to be able to have our sensitivity as high as possible. I feel like, anyway, that's my opinion. Be able to deal with, you know, the kill time on this game. Sniper class weapons no longer have any aim assist until the optic fully reaches the player's eyes. Basically saying that it's going to be like Ghost. Ghost didn't have that either. I think it was Ghost. One of the other Call of Duties had this thing where basically if you have a sniper rifle out and you're just hip firing, you're not ADSing or anything like that, and you just, you know, go over top of them, there won't be any aim assist to help you, you know, accurately no-scope them in any way. On top of that thing where you can't really pop shot, it's basically going to make no-scopes pretty difficult to hit, or at least harder anyway. Idle sway increase for the ELO and Scout optics sniper rifles. Because these optics are less zoomed in, the view, bounce, and sway are felt less. These changes are to promote a more stationary aiming. Yep, I don't care. That's a nerf to the ELO sight. Tracking chip optic visuals have been improved. That's a buff. Reduced bonus of the quick draw attachment on snipers. Now this one hurts. I feel like I don't know how much they actually cut down how quick draw does it, but there's a couple people that actually don't use quick draw. When I played with Dirty, I think it was the first weekend, he actually wasn't using quick draw, and he might still not be. He wasn't using quick draw on the Widowmaker at all. He was saying that it didn't even seem like it made too much of a difference, so maybe it's still doable. I don't know, but I know for the majority of people, like 95% of snipers, had quick draw, and that's including myself. Now that got nerfed. You can't ADS as quickly. It also updated snipers to have more flinch when getting shot. The weird thing about this is that there's already a perk in the game to reduce the flinch when snipers get shot. And it just feels like the perk is kind of pointless if they're just gonna make it have even more flinch. I mean, I'm just wondering if the perk is even worth it anymore. Obviously, we'll have to see when we get our hands on the full game and everything, but this is just a huge nerf to the snipers. A lot of people were like, you know, rejoicing and saying it was too easy and all this other stuff. Even the people like Spratty were actually pretty happy about them getting nerfed because he thrived in getting really, really good, and he enjoyed the challenge of playing the more difficult sniping Call of Duties. He is the Black Ops 1 sniper, the Black Ops 3 sniper, the hardest sniping games. And that's not to take anything away from the people that, you know, are MW2, MW3, all those other Call of Duty snipers. It's not taking anything away from you guys. And obviously it's not saying quickscoping is easy and aim assist does the whole thing for everybody and all this other shit. That's obviously not true. It's an exaggeration. Not anybody could just pick up a sniper rifle, go 50 and fucking 2. It just doesn't work like that. You do have to practice with it, but the people that like more of a challenge will definitely enjoy this, but I feel like the majority of players will just not like the look of this. It makes it a lot less fun for them because they're gonna get shit on even more in the games. And honestly, it's probably just gonna convince a way more people to go and play Modern Warfare Remastered now. Now, again, this isn't a rant video or anything like that. I was just reading the bullet points off, threw my fucking, you know, 2 cents in there like anybody gives a shit. A lot of people asked if I thought the nerfs were deserved, and I feel like the sniper rifles should have been toned down just a little bit. Like, probably not to this extent. I feel like it was easy, but I also don't know if this is complete overkill. Just like reading it, it looks like they hit them really, really hard, but we won't know until we actually play the game. And the players that aren't snipers won't know, you know, how nerfed they actually are until they get into the game. And the thing is, I wonder if snipers end up still doing well even after these nerfs, if they're going to nerf them even further. I don't know. That seems to be the trend recently, where snipers, if they do well quickscoping, because, you know, it's a, quote, toxic play style to the game and the environment is just not healthy, apparently, or whatever. It's, you just gotta wait for the full game. I don't know. Regardless of the nerfs and, you know, all this other shit, the greatest thing is just that Infinity Ward is actually being, you know, transparent, and we don't just, like, you know, wake up one morning and just be like, why is a sniper rifle just not feeling that good? Or why does this gun feel that much weaker? It was really difficult to get a lot of this information, and if a lot more people ended up, you know, being active on the Infinite Warfare Reddit, the Modern Warfare Remastered Reddit, just Call of Duty Reddit in general, and we actually spread this information around, a lot of people won't be as lost, which will be just really good. It's always really good to just be able to spread, you know, information information around without like too much speculation. Just it is what it is. None of these rumors or any of this other shit, just straight patch notes. I think this is a really good thing for Call of Duty, and I hope Infinity Ward keeps doing it. Slash Raven, Sledgehammer, and Treyarch continue to do it in the future as well. And yeah, we'll just have to wait for the full game. Honestly though, I'll probably just be playing Modern Warfare Remastered on release day for, you know, hours upon hours. So you guys, when this game comes out, you guys can let me know, for those of you that are playing Infinite Warfare over Modern Warfare Remastered, if there are any of you. I don't know. Yeah, that's what's going on with the sniper rifles. I don't know if they're actually dead or not. I highly doubt that. I don't feel like it'd be any more difficult than Black Ops 3 sniping. And I mean, you've seen what a lot of players can do with that, so it's manageable. It's just whether or not people want to do it or not. Regardless, thank you guys for watching this. I know this isn't as much of like a, you know, big entertaining video. It's more informational or whatever. I'm not turning it into a news channel or some bullshit. Don't worry. Just figured I'd put this out there. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed, and it's been Jeb, guys. Later.